Stop looking at your bank account to tell you who you are. It is lying to you. It is showing you a past echo of a vibration you have already left behind. What if I told you that the struggle you feel right now is not a requirement of life, but a glitch in your own perception? You have been taught to chase, to hunt, to labor for crumbs, but the masters know a different truth. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. In the next few minutes, we will dismantle the architecture of lack that has enslaved your subconscious and hand you the keys to the only kingdom that matters, the one within. Prepare yourself. You are not about to learn how to make money. You are about to remember how to command it. You must understand that the accumulation of great wealth and the cultivation of a life of abundance is never, under any circumstances, a matter of chance, luck, or the capricious roll of cosmic dice, but rather it is the direct, mathematical, and unavoidable result of a specific internal arrangement of your consciousness. Most men and women walk through the valley of the shadow of lack because they are perpetually looking continuously at the screen of life, waiting for the movie to change, not realizing that they are the projector and the film is their own internal state of being. You have been conditioned to believe that you must work hard to get something, but the secret of the ages, whispered by the masters of old and confirmed by the laws of the mind, is that you must become something to attract it. Abundance is not a physical acquisition that you gather with your hands. It is a spiritual frequency that you tune into with your heart. And until you vibrate at the level of the gold you desire, that gold will forever remain just beyond your reach, visible but intangible like a mirage in the desert of your own doubt. The vast majority of the human race is trapped in a hypnotic rhythm of scarcity, a mental prison where the walls are made of fear and the bars are constructed from the erroneous belief in competition and limitation. When you operate from a scarcity mindset, you are declaring to the universe that there is not enough to go around. And because you are the operant power of your reality, the universe must obey this decree and present you with evidence of insufficiency. This mindset creates a frantic energy, a desperate grasping that actually repels the very prosperity you seek, because the feeling of need is the dominant vibration, and the subconscious mind always objectifies the dominant feeling. You look at another's success and feel a pang of jealousy, not realizing that this jealousy is an affirmation of your own poverty, a signal sent to the infinite intelligence that you believe you are separate from the source of supply. To escape this trap, you must first realize that you are in it, and understand that supply is infinite because the imagination from which all things flow is infinite. Consider the principle of the mirror, which is the most unforgiving and honest teacher you will ever encounter in this dimension of existence. The world around you, your bank account, your relationships, your career, your physical environment, is nothing more than a merciless mirror reflecting the intricate landscape of your inner convictions and assumptions. You would never stand before a glass mirror and demand that the reflection smile before you do. Yet this is precisely how the masses approach the game of life, demanding that the world show them money before they feel wealthy, demanding that the world show them love before they feel lovable. You must grasp this fundamental truth. The reflection has no power to initiate action. It can only follow your lead. If you desire to see a world of abundance, you must cultivate the feeling of abundance within the silence of your own soul, walking, talking, and breathing as if the wish were already fulfilled, forcing the mirror of reality to rearrange itself to match your new countenance. Now we must address the invisible gatekeeper that stands between you and your desires, that vast dark ocean of the subconscious mind, which tirelessly executes the programs that were installed in you long before you had the capacity to reason or reject them. From the moment you were born, you were inundated with suggestions about money and worth, that money is the root of all evil, that rich people are greedy, that you must struggle and suffer to be noble, and these suggestions have hardened into facts within your neural pathways. The subconscious mind is a faithful servant, but a terrible master. It does not judge whether a seed is good or bad. It simply provides the moisture and the soil for it to grow. If you have been planting seeds of poverty and unworthiness for 30 or 40 years, you cannot expect a harvest of opulence simply because you consciously desire it for a few moments a day. You must undertake the rigorous labor of weeding the garden of your mind, uprooting these ancient vines of limitation that are choking the life out of your potential. The first step in this great work of transmutation is the development of a hyper-awareness, a vigilance so sharp that you catch the symptoms of the scarcity program the moment they arise in your consciousness. You will notice the tightening in your chest when you pay a bill, the subtle hesitation when you think about investing in yourself, the quiet voice that whispers, "I can't afford it," before you have even considered the possibility of generation. These are not merely emotions. They are the exhaust fumes of an old engine that is running on the fuel of lack. And instead of condemning yourself for having these feelings, you must view them with the detached curiosity of a scientist observing a phenomenon. You must recognize that this is not who you are, but merely a record playing in the background of your mind, a record that you now have the authority and the power to stop, to remove from the turntable, and to smash into 1,000 pieces, clearing the silence for a new melody of infinite prosperity to begin. Words are not merely sounds shaped by the tongue and lips. They are alchemical decrees that carry the voltage of your intention into the fabric of the subconscious mind, acting as commands that the creative forces of the universe must execute. Every time you say, "I can't," "It is too hard," or "That is impossible for me," you are casting a black spell upon your own future, cementing the walls of your own limitation and instructing your subconscious to block any solution that might appear. You must ruthlessly eliminate the vocabulary of the victim from your speech and your thoughts, replacing the passive language of defeat with the dynamic language of possibility and power. Instead of saying, "I cannot afford this," you must ask, "How can I acquire this?" For the statement closes the mind while the question opens it to the influx of infinite intelligence. You must begin to speak of your success not as a distant hope, but as a present fact, using the powerful "I am" to fuse your identity with the state of wealth you desire, knowing that the world is listening to your every whisper. But that is only the surface. For now we must descend into the tools of frequency shift, beginning with the mighty transformative power of gratitude, which is the alchemist's stone capable of turning the lead of fear into the gold of faith. Gratitude is not simply a social nicety or a religious obligation. It is a potent energetic signal that you broadcast to the cosmos, stating unequivocally that you have received, that you are sufficient, and that you are satisfied. When you focus with intense appreciation on what you already possess, no matter how small it may seem to the eyes of the world, you are vibrating at the frequency of havingness, and according to the law of attraction, to him who has, more shall be given. This practice transforms the poisonous energy of envy into the nourishment of inspiration. For when you are truly grateful for the abundance you see in the world, regardless of whose pocket it is in, you claim ownership of that abundance in consciousness and draw it irresistibly toward your own experience. Alongside gratitude stands the pillar of emotion-backed visualization, a psychological and spiritual discipline that goes far beyond the idle daydreams of the drifter and pierces the veil of the invisible. Visualization is the art of seeing the invisible, but it remains a sterile mental exercise unless it is fertilized by the fire of deep, visceral emotion. You must close your eyes and not only see yourself living in the abundance you desire, but you must feel the texture of the clothes you would wear, smell the leather of the car you would drive, and feel the profound sense of relief and security that comes with financial freedom. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience charged with emotion and a physical event. It accepts both as real, and once it accepts your imagined state as reality, it will move heaven and earth, mobilize people and circumstances, and bend the laws of probability to reproduce that state in your outer world. This leads us to the profound realization that you must tune your internal radio dial to the station of wealth before you can hear the music of prosperity playing in your life, abiding by the law that you must feel it first to see it later. Most people are waiting for the physical evidence to give them permission to feel good, but this is a violation of the law of reverse effort. You must go to the end, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and live in that feeling until it becomes your natural dwelling place. You must walk through your day carrying the secret knowledge that you are already the person you wish to be, refusing to be moved by the contradictory evidence of your senses. This is the test of the true adept, to stand amidst the wreckage of a current failure and feel, with unwavering conviction, the thrill of success, knowing that this inner feeling is the only creative power there is, and that the outer world must eventually succumb to its persistent command. The belief in abundance is not merely a mental concept. It is a physiological state that must be encoded into the very cells of your body, affecting how you stand, how you breathe, and how you move through space. The subconscious mind resides in the body, and a posture of defeat, with slumped shoulders and shallow breathing, sends a continuous biological signal to your brain, that you are in danger, and that resources are scarce. You must consciously adopt the physiology of power and ease, standing tall with your chest open, breathing deeply into your abdomen, and moving with the decisive grace of a predator who knows its territory. This biofeedback loop creates a sense of safety and confidence that bypasses the skeptical intellect and impresses directly upon the deeper mind that you are a person of substance, a leader, and a commander of energy, making it easier for you to hold the state of the wish fulfilled. Furthermore, you must understand the law of circulation, which dictates that money and energy are like water. They must flow to remain fresh and life-giving, for if they are hoarded and dammed up, they become stagnant and toxic. The scarcity mindset drives you to clutch tightly to what you have, fearing that if you let go, nothing will return to you. But this tight-fisted attitude constricts the channel through which abundance can flow into your life. You must learn the art of letting go, of spending with joy and giving with a generous heart, knowing that you are drawing from an infinite wellspring that can never be depleted. Every time you circulate your resources, whether it is money, time, or value, you create a vacuum in the universe, and nature abhors a vacuum. It will rush to fill that empty space with pressed down, shaken together, and running over measure, provided you give without the anxiety of loss. Equally critical is the curation of your environment, for you cannot hope to sustain a high-frequency mindset of abundance if you are constantly immersed in the low-frequency swamp of complaint, cynicism, and failure. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and if your choir is singing songs of victimhood and poverty, you will inevitably harmonize with their tune. You must be ruthless in curating the inputs that enter your mind, distancing yourself from the naysayers and the dream stealers, and surrounding yourself with people, books, and content that expand your horizon and reinforce your belief in possibility. This is not about being cold or unloving. It is about protecting the sanctity of your own potential and recognizing that you are a delicate instrument that must be tuned to the pitch of success, and you cannot stay in tune if you are constantly being banged against the discord of the world. Now we arrive at the necessity of decisive action, for while the internal work is primary, it must eventually be grounded in the physical plane through the execution of small, consistent victories that build the momentum of a freight train. Grand transformations are rarely the result of a single explosive event, but are rather the accumulation of hundreds of small promises kept to oneself, day after day, in the quiet moments when no one else is watching. When you set a small goal and achieve it, whether it is waking up 10 minutes early or reading a chapter of a book, you provide your subconscious mind with undeniable evidence that you are a person who honors their word and controls their destiny. These small wins build a reservoir of self-trust, a spiritual collateral that you can leverage when it is time to make the bigger, scarier leaps that quantum growth requires. However, as you begin to move forward, you will inevitably encounter the resistance of self-sabotage, which is nothing more than your subconscious thermostat trying to pull you back to the comfortable temperature of your old identity. You will find yourself procrastinating, doubting, or creating unnecessary drama just as you are on the verge of a breakthrough, and you must recognize these patterns not as signs of failure, but as signs that you are pushing against the boundaries of your known reality. You must be willing to feel the discomfort of growth without retreating, to look the resistance in the eye and step through it, understanding that the friction you feel is the sensation of your old self dying and your new self being born. You must normalize the feeling of fear and act in spite of it, treating it as a companion on the journey rather than a stop sign, for on the other side of that resistance lies the expansion you have been praying for. Finally, the shift to a permanent abundance mindset requires a definitive, irreversible decision, a burning of the bridges that connect you to the mediocrity of your past. There comes a moment in the life of every aspiring soul where they must draw a line in the sand and declare that they will never again settle for less than they are capable of, that they are done with the stories of victimhood and excuse. This is not a decision you make lightly. It is a vow you take with your own soul, accepting the full responsibility that comes with power and wealth, and committing to be a creator of circumstances rather than a creature of them. You must identify so completely with your new ideal that the old version of you fades into a ghost, a memory of a stranger you once knew, as you step fully into the light of your own divinity, ready to command the universe to yield its treasures to your will. The shift has already happened. Can you feel it? You are no longer the person who clicked on this video looking for answers. You are now the answer looking for expression. The old story of scarcity is burning to ash behind you, and the only question that remains is this: do you have the courage to walk through the fire and claim the life that has been waiting for you to say, I am? Do not let this feeling fade. Subscribe now to seal this pact with your future self. Turn on notifications, for the next transmission will take you even deeper into the mystery. Tell me in the comments, I accept my abundance. And if you are ready for the final key, click the next video immediately. The door is open. Walk through.